What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jerry. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today, we're going over a lot of things. We're going to go over the flat earth theory. We're going to also go over the Ankh and its relation to the serpent still. I kind of thought it would be safer than, the cross and all that, but after doing more research, and opening my mind a little bit more, it isn't much better than the cross at all. And I'm going to go over that in this video here, okay? But before we start, I want to talk about corroborating evidence, right? So I try not to just speak off of my own opinion. I try to speak off of combining evidence to help my point. And it's not to make you think like me, but it's to help you open your mind to understand what I'm saying so that you can make your own conclusions. You can research it yourself and you could be like, okay, why are all these things related if they're not true, right? Like, truth can only hide so much in lies, but like, when you corroborate evidence, like, how are all these people telling the same type of story? All right? So, just keep that in mind as we're going forward. I probably have a disclaimer in the front of this video too, because like if you're not open for new information, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm here to speak truth. All right, I just want to speak truth, and if you think it's lies, go through everything I'm gonna show you in this video. You know what I'm saying? Come back with some evidence disproving everything I'm saying, right? If it's so incorrect. And then we could talk after that, okay? But you gotta drop some beliefs. You just have to be open-minded, right? You have a left side and a right side of your brain. You have a subconscious and a conscious mind. You got an ego, then you got your soul, all right? So you can just let it sit in one side and the other side will filter it out. You'll use what you need to know, okay? So like your ego may not agree with Jesus as a serpent. He's a part of the aliens. But your soul will be like, ooh, that boy's speaking that truth, all right? So you don't have to believe me, but you'll know the truth because your soul will let you know, all right? This is discernment, all right? All right, so we're going to start. So we're going over flat earth first, and then I'll get into why I was wrong about the whole Ankh thing, all right? So in the Old Testament, Genesis, right? God's talking about separating the waters from the waters, okay? So again, with corroborating evidence, you go over everything, even if you don't believe in it, right? Like, I don't necessarily believe in the Bible, but there is truths in there. But you have to remember, I showed you the picture of the Pope. I'll probably put it up. That's the serpent, okay? So Jesus, God, Yahshua, Moses, all these characters, they're just characters. Like if you were to read a Harry Potter book, you read the first one to the last one. The Bible, read the Old Testament, then read the New Testament. Like it's a book, it's like a series. It got characters, okay? So there is truth in there, all right? So God gets very detailed with everything he created, you know what I'm saying? He created the bees, all the life, all the animals, but he didn't create the waters. You know what he did with the waters? He separated the waters, okay? So we already know Earth is like mostly water. Everything on Earth has so much water in it and needs water to live, okay? That's a fact, right? Okay. So when he separated the waters, he put the firmament, he put the dome. So I'll get into that a little bit later on, but like everything I'm going to say is going to relate to this, okay? So there's waters above the waters. If you watch Ancient Aliens or the History Channel, which is owned by Walt Disney, which is a part of these elites, okay? So it's a very viable source to get information because they hide truth, right? You don't look at the History Channel and think all these Disney characters or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You look at the History Channel as fact, right? All right. So they talk about there's stones that they've found that are in Africa, and it talks about a creation story where the dome split and rocks fell from the sky. And these are literal stones on Earth that they found, right? And then if you know anything about the Sumerian texts, you know that the aliens, when they first came to Earth and created humans 200,000 years ago, right? They landed in Africa to go mine the gold because they came here for gold, right? They went from the asteroid belt because there was more gold there, but it was too unstable. It was destroying their ships. So they were like, okay, we're gonna come to Earth, put a little dome, right? That's where you get the dome. We're gonna come here. I don't know about crash through the dome, and I'm gonna kind of explain that a little bit later, right? But we're just going off of this story right now, and as we go through, we're gonna connect more dots so you can kind of sit more where I sit and see it from that lens. Not saying you gotta believe me, but again, just see it that way, so then you can be like, okay, that actually makes sense because he's corroborating the evidence to back up his theory. Okay, all right. So whatever, they crashed through the dome, they land in Africa. Um, Black people were the first people that they, enslaved and all this other stuff, okay? So, yeah, they landed in Samaria, which is actually Mesopotamia. Hold on, do I have that here somewhere? I think I do. Oh, I don't want to expose too much. Anyways, yeah, they landed in Mesopotamia, and then you got Babylon, blah, 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 right? That whole story, okay? So, God didn't create certain things, it was already here. So, that indicates that He is not God, like creator God. God is like president. It's just a position that people fill. And I'm going to explain that, okay? So that's where you have all these different gods, right? Uh, Yahshua, Yahshua, Jesus, like all these characters that are like built up to be of God or with God or our God. You got Indian gods, you got Buddha, you got all these different people, right? All across the world. But there's one thing connecting all of them: serpents. And the important thing is when you're reading this text, right? This text is from thousands of years ago. Thousands, okay? We don't even use the same words from 50 years ago, 100 years ago, the same way that we use it today. So when you're reading text from a time period, and I'm sure if you go to school or whatever for history or whatever, like psychology, or I said psych, I don't even know that word I just used. Psychology, history, you got to read things in the time period that they're made because the words have different definitions. So you got to look up like the Hebrew words of things, the Islamic word, maybe a certain African, maybe Ethiopian, because the Egyptians are just the Ethiopians going up that river right there, right? So like you gotta break it down where it's time related. You can't use modern words like the shiny serpent. Okay, we think of a snake that's shiny. Okay, but that could mean glowing. That could mean serpent-like. You know what I mean? Like if you're okay, if I don't know anything, like the story of Adam and Eve, we're first man. We don't even know that we don't got clothes on. How would I describe even this iPhone right here? How would someone back in the day describe it? A shiny tablet? You see what I'm saying? We would never use that to describe an iPhone. We would never understand the complexity of this item. You know what I'm saying? The calendar that's in it, even though that's bullshit. I already went over all that. The images, access to the internet, like shiny tablet. That's it. Does that tell you anything about that thing? No, because ancient people, not everyone's educated. Like, we got access to so much knowledge, and to not be tricked by the serpent, you must be wise like the serpent. You know what I'm saying? Not act as serpent, but knowledgeable of the serpent ways so you don't get tricked. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, all right? So anyways, going over all that, I think I covered everything I got to say. Okay. Jesus saying he's the Alpha and the Omega, right? Still touching on this Jesus stuff because people are so brainwashed into that. And especially black people. Like, black people, when white people enslaved you, and you got to think, where did they get that knowledge to enslave people? Because enslavement has been going on for so long, right? Um, Even before the creation of any other race on this planet, okay? So, and this is where you get like Cyclops, the half man, half horse, like the giant bull that's really strong. He walks around like man. Like, these are all creations when they were trying to make people. You know what I'm saying? When the aliens came, Enki and Enlil, and all their different Murdoch, all them people, when they came to Earth and they were trying to create, like Bigfoot, they were trying to create species strong enough to get the gold because their people didn't want to do it. Okay? So, anyways, Jesus telling you he's the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, and the end. This is serpent talk. Okay? And let me show you. So throughout all history, it doesn't matter if it's Greek, Norse, Indian, any culture anywhere in the world has serpents, right? Even the swastika is actually a depiction of serpents. It's supposed to be 4 serpents. It's supposed to be a peace sign, but and even when you think Nazi Germany, right? Hitler, we're told, was racist, killed everybody, but out of his story, he was only killing the Israelites. But the true Israelites are black, but he was killing white people the most. I think that's agreeable, right? He had Jewish people in his camps. Okay, but the true Israelites aren't anything later than me. You're not. I'm just trying to be honest. So like, was he really that evil? Like, was he killing like through the like? Okay, never mind. We're not even gonna get on that. That's a little bit too over your head. All right. So Jesus, the beginning, the end, the Ouroboros, right? Or I think I'm saying that right. That's the. You see this infinity sign, beginning, the end. So like the snake's eating his own tail, his own shedding skin. So like this, it's all connected, bruh. I'm trying to tell you. And look at this picture right here. This is a serpent going around the entire earth, right? So, and we'll get into the flat earth because like it's not flat. That's the crazy part about flat earth theory is it's actually not flat. But we'll get into it. But you see the serpent around the earth, right? There's documentaries that I'm going to show you guys and you need to check them out. I said this in the last video. I'm going to show you again. There's some documentaries you need to check out that talk about the serpent, talks about aliens that have been here that are depicted by like normal man, like our up to date, not like Neanderthals, like literally our type of human being in caves like 70,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago, 35,000 years ago. Like they literally depict aliens, all right? So there is aliens, okay? And they were around here when humans were stupid, but now that we're smart, they're not here. You see what I'm saying? Or they are here, but they're disguised. But anyways, yes, so literally this is what Jesus was referring to is the serpent that is like everlasting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this also goes back to why circumcision is a thing because the cutting off of the tip of your your private parts is a representation of like the snake shedding the old skin because naturally I have my skin, but like people usually just get it chopped, but like God, if true creator has made things perfect, right, and natural, right, then why would we alter things? Why would we change things? Oh, because it can get infected. Your ass crack can get infected, but we don't remove people's asses. You wipe it. You got foreskin, you peel it back, brother. You clean your you know what I'm saying? You clean it, bruh. You clean it. Hello? Like, anyways, we're gonna keep going. So the serpent wrapping around the earth. This also goes back with like Loki and Thor, because Loki gave birth to the huge world serpent that covers the entire earth. You see you see how all of it is interconnected, right? And I'm gonna get to the dome and all that, but everything. I'm like, just listen, all right? Just listen. So Loki gave birth to the world serpent, and with these documentaries, I'm going to show you guys that you got to watch the ancient alien origins and the berry tea, the knowledge of the forever time. There's like 8 episodes. He talks about serpents meaning domination of that area. So if you have a serpent with wings, that's sky domination. Serpent on the ground, that's ground domination. Serpent around the earth would be what? Earth domination, okay? So that's all that is telling you, okay? And here you go with the pharaohs with the snakes on their hat. You know what I'm saying? And they have serpent with wings. That also signifies what I just said. Going to the pharaohs now, and this is why I'm trying to get away from this Unk and all this other stuff, because if it has the base of a T, look at this. It's literally Jesus and a serpent on the cross. All right? And this even goes back to Moses, right? Because if we're talking about how realistic the Bible is, so the Israelites, so, okay, let's just get this out of the way. No, like, if you're lighter than me, right, and you're in Egypt where it gets like 40, you're telling me you're slaving away for 400 years? How are you still white? Like, if you don't do research, like, you just sound dumb. Like, everyone that was working class, normal humans in Egypt came from Ethiopia. They went up the Nile, you know what I'm saying? Up that river. Like, there's no white Egyptians. There's no light skinned Egyptians. Like, even King Tut that I'm trying to show you, he, like, maybe he looked like this, but I want to show you this picture right here, exactly. But, like, he was, like, no one in Egypt was white like that. You know what I'm saying? Like light skin. Not like even if I went and moved there, like I wouldn't be this color still. I'd be darker. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be dark like my arms. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd have some color. Like my body's dark. The rest of my body's dark, but my face and my hands aren't really that dark. But like I would be dark. You know what I'm saying? So anything with the cross, anything with the serpent symbolizes this alien domination, right? So you get this with your medical stuff. If you go to the doctor, get a prescription. Oh, what is that? A snake wrapping around a what? Some type of staff. Again, just like Moses with his staff that turned to a serpent. It's all alien talk, bro. It's all alien talk. If like the WHO organization, they got a serpent. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure NATO got a serpent too if I really looked it up. But anyways, all these guys, if you wore a Ankh, if you got the symbol from God so you weren't attacked, it was the cross. Even medieval shields and stuff, they got crosses on them. You know, the kings and the lords, the lord being Enlil, so aliens, you know what I'm saying? So, like, everything is related through all history. It's always the same. And then they do these resets, and then they start all over again. So, if you got the mark of the cross, or the T, or the mark of the serpent, then you are safe, right? But not necessarily, all right? But like just in general though, you're safe, all right? And that's the mark that they put on you so then humans don't attack you, don't kill you. Anyways, so now we're going to talk about the creation of the moon, all right? To further back up the point of the dome, okay? So modern science says, as you could read right here, the Earth was struck by a planet that formed the moon, all right? So that would mean that there's a chunk the size of the moon missing from Earth. And Earth should not be perfectly round. If I smash two balls together, even if you got two snowballs and you hit them together, like a huge chunk would be missing, right? And Earth wouldn't be flat. Then you could say, okay, maybe gravity over time turned it back into a ball. Okay, sure. But what about the moon? Did our gravity make it have its own gravity that pulled it together? That doesn't make any sense. Now, does it? All right. And as we know from like the Grand Canyon, right? Dirt doesn't grow back. Dirt. So like, if you've taken basic science, you know that topsoil comes from. So basically, with the what are those things underground? They're not even proven to be real, by the way. There's no scientific, like, they don't have any evidence of these plates. Yeah, they're plates. The plates under the ground, the tectonic plates that shift, and then lava comes up, then it hardens, and then throughout, you know, the span of however millions of years, and it turns to dirt. But, okay, but if you have a cup full of water, and you take out water, the water doesn't just go back. So, like, all that topsoil, all the dirt, all the rocks that got hit in the collision are in outer space. They're gone. They're not here anymore. So the Earth must have shrank. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. And how would it be flat now? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is all the missing moon? If that's Earth pieces, like, where's all the missing moon? You see what I'm saying? So that doesn't make any sense, right? All right. So we're going to continue now. So another thing that so with learning, you know, of the firmament of the dome, right? We're going to connect the pieces. So the moon doesn't make sense. The moon is inside the dome. That's what I said all that to say that. Because the moon, that story don't make sense. And if we're in a dome, then the sun's probably in the dome too. If it's not, then that's cool. But I'm going to keep backing up my points to show how none of this makes any sense, all right? So in ancient times, there's always depictions of boats going across the sky. You got Ra in Norse mythology, with Thor and all them. They got a boat that goes across the sky. If you've seen the new Thor movie, he got the boat that's pulled by the goats. Baphomet, he's the devil, and Lucifer, and blah blah blah. So they have their relation with the goats. All the celebrities doing this, and you know all that stuff. I already have a video talking about how they're all evil and blah 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 blah. So yeah, there's always a boat going across the sky, and this is a piece that I've put together, right? So the firmament is water, right? There's water above water. Even in our waters, there's water that flows under our water. So that's not a crazy concept to think of, right? So there's earth, then there's waters above us, and then there's waters that we got or whatever, right? And I'm gonna bring up the Simpsons movie because that's a perfect depiction of like maybe what's going on. Because they're already known for spilling a lot of the beans. So I'm gonna connect some stuff here, alright? So there's boats in the sky. So referring to if there's a spaceship is riding across water because the dome is made up of like a hard ice type stone, right? Regular stone, like it has some carbon makeup as well. It was also built so meteors and stuff don't hit us. So I don't really believe the whole dinosaur thing either. That's probably just another creation they made before us. Um, the dome has water on the very outer layer, right? So and it has some type of electromagnetic field connected to it, and that also has to do with the moon and the soul trap. And I'm gonna sort of talk about that, not really. I might do a video about life after death. No, whew, excuse me. So, anyways, the pharaohs, they have their elongated skulls. I already showed you that. So these guys are related to the 13 bloodlines, the Obamas, these presidential people. They're all related, you know what I'm saying? I think George Bush and Obama are related. It's like same type of moms. I think they might inject their like babies with melanin to make them look like there's something they're not. So that's where you get people that are like dark skinned that are still reptilian or still have this alien bloodline. And there's lots of different aliens. It's not just serpents, by the way. That is just a depiction of an alien, and I'm going to go over that, right? So, serpent, don't just think snake. Don't just think reptilian. You got the Anunnaki. You got the Pleiadians. You got the bug looking people. I can't remember their name. Insectoids. You got water people, so that'd be like reptilians. Maybe like crocodile looking people. I don't know. But they look like human, like they have 2 arms, 2 legs. But like the tall grays, the short grays, that's like the typical alien. Like these are all different species of alien. All right? And they're all in control, right? So maybe that's the 12 bloodlines, the 12 different types of aliens. I don't know. We're here to break that down, right? So the Rothschilds, which is one of the 12 bloodlines of billionaires, of people like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, you got Elon Musk, all these people, they didn't just pop up. They're not just like me and you and they grind and get billions of dollars. That's not them. As you can see, look, Rothschild bloodline from the Nephilim, Anunnaki, Uncle Sam. See, look at this elongated skull. Look at his huge cranium, branium scranium. Look at his freaking head. Look at his peopledom's head. Where's that picture of that chick? I don't even know where I got that from. Yeah, see? See? All these elongated skulls. All these elongated skulls. Normal human skull. That's like my skull. I don't have an elongated skull. I got a normal skull. Look at this. Oh, here it is. Look at this. That's his sister or something? I don't even know. You see what I'm saying? So again, with the pharaohs in this bloodline, you got Michael Jackson. All these people who are famous and rich and whatever, like Little Uzi, he talks about how he's never had a birth, that he's immortal. Michael Jackson wishes that he never dies, he was immortal. All these people, even Kobe, I'm sure, is somehow related to these bloodlines of people. You got Michael Jordan. You got all these people. Like, don't let the vessel fool you, right? Michael Jackson was dark skinned. LeBron is dark skinned, okay? So don't get caught up in race. There's Mexican reptilians and different races of beings. There's Asian, there's Indian, it doesn't matter the race, okay? There's human, then there's not human. The human that are naturally evolved from primates or whatever. And then there's the put together people, the clones, Star Wars, Clone Wars, there's literally clones on Earth. And you got these made up people, these people that sell their soul. That's where you get like the vampires that like, they drink blood and do all this sacrifice stuff. That's where you get like these Michael Jacksons. That's where you get these people who have been here forever. They don't die. And even if their vessel dies, their soul is trapped on Earth. Like it's trapped in the dome. Like we could leave. Like if I die, I know how to leave the dome, leave the fishnet, and I could get out of here and go back to creation if I wanted to. But these people, when you sell your soul, when you make deals with these serpents and stuff, they got technology where like they'll put a little tracker on your soul, bro. You can't leave. You gave up eternity to live like 100 years here and then you're good. Even a couple thousand. Like these aliens, they live 500,000 Earth years. So like they've probably been here since dinosaurs. Like I said, that could have been the first creations. We know humans, like the first lady ever found, like the oldest fossil of human is in Ethiopia, which is, I can't remember her name, but like she's literally 200,000 years old, 300,000 years old, around there. So these beings, they live way longer than that. Imagine how many times they flooded this bitch out. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Think about all the mud, and then it's hardening, and then, come on, bruh. Again, with the whole moon thing, with the DreamWorks logo, a lot of these big movie, a lot of these kid movie companies, they got a lot of truth that they tell to the kids, and then it's like a brainwashing type thing, all right? So DreamWorks, what can we see? So the whole correlation I'm trying to make here is, so we live on a mostly water planet, right? Earth is mostly water. Everyone's made up of water, right? And what do humans do as land species? We hunt and fish animals in the ocean, right? And we don't think anything of it. We think, oh, we're humans, man. Like, we're the most dominant species. Like, only the most intelligent can start up here. But the water was here before, meaning that there's probably species and things that are in the ocean that are smarter. And you got squids and stuff. There's things that we don't even know that are in the water. Well, we probably do, but they're not getting told to the natural people them, like the organic humans, the normal humans. Well, I guess everyone's a little bit contaminated, but you get what I'm saying. Like the overall normal population, the general population is not being told this stuff. So just going off of evolution, right? There should be species in the water that are more advanced than us because they were around longer than us, and they'd be using stuff that is more abundant because the water takes up most of the earth. You see what I'm saying? So, and can you find anything above ground that you can't find underground? Like, I'm just confused. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, so with the DreamWorks, the kid fishing, so what would he be fishing for? You know what I'm saying? Souls. The moon is a part of this electromagnetic dome that we got. You know what I'm saying? It's connected. Like in Asia, they got a fake sun. Why is it so crazy to comprehend a fake moon? They got a fake ass lamp, nuclear lamp in the sky. Where did they get technology to put a nuclear lamp in the sky? Like, who's giving them this technology, right? So, anyways, I'm gonna play. Let me mute this. I'm gonna play. This is a part of the Elon Musk SpaceX. This is 2017 with his spaceship launches to leave Earth or whatever, right? Even if you look at this picture over here on the side, it literally looks like a boat going across water, again symbolizing Ra and the boat, the sun boat. The sun boat, see its connection to the dome, right? The moon is connected to the dome because the Earth should be fucked up if the moon was a part, like came off the Earth, right? Then you got the Norse mythology of the boats. So there's boats in the sky, right? And I think even in the Bible it talks about a wheel in the sky, or I don't know. There's a lot of ancient pictures and stuff you can see of stuff in the sky, right? So, all right, I'm just gonna play the video really quick. Just look at what it looks like. Just look at it. That looks like water. It looks like a boat driving through water, right? I think we could agree on that. All right. right? It looks like this. Can we agree? Agree to disagree. All right. So it literally looks like a boat driving across water, right? That's what that looks like to me, at least. So now we're going to touch on the Simpsons movie, okay? So The Simpsons, like I said, have already been known for talking about what's to come in multiple different scenarios, right? So, and I'm going to connect the Simpsons movie to Babylon. I'm going to connect it to things that are going on now. Like, the Simpsons movie really exposed a lot of stuff, right? So, as you can see, the president is illuminated on the dome. That's also the stars and stuff like that. I believe there is outer space. I do. Because how else did these aliens come here, right? And if you read ancient Sumerian texts, that's how they came here, through space. They time traveled. And people like to downplay aliens. These people can travel the universe. You don't think they got technology to clone species and to terraform the Earth? Like, hello, they could go across the entire galaxy. They may have came from a different galaxy, not the Milky Way. Like, they could, like, you know how long they gotta live to even do that? Like, to go there and come back, like, traveling? Come on, bro. Anyways, so you see how they're building well actually they have like a human tower type rope thing that they're trying to, because there's a hole at the top of the dome and that's where they're trying to leave, right? So they distracted this guy by this guy putting on like a little show. So they're trying to climb out of the dome, okay? So with Babylonian texts, you see that what were humans trying to do? Build a tower to leave the firmament, right? And I think they were talking about building something on the dome, but then when you put it in like Hebrew or Israelite or something like that, that word that they were trying to build on the dome, like a boat they were trying to put on the top of the Babylonian tower, it means ship or boat or something like that. So again, you get that correlation between all these different mythologies and stuff, right? So they were literally trying to shoot off from higher up. So look at, if you were looking at this picture right here, look, you see the mountains in the background. Like, this is crazy high. Like, they're almost touching the top of the dome, and now they're shooting a rocket from the top of there. So then you got to ask yourself, okay, so God in the Bible, which is the same one in the Hebrew Bible, the Quran, sorry, Jewish, Christian, Catholic, it's all the same God, right? He's the organized religion. He's the person that Jesus came back to fight. But Jesus is also an alien, where you get angels and demons. Angels were just good aliens that didn't hurt people and tried helping them. Demons are the ones like God, Enlil, the Lord, the people that tried to come here and like conquer. You got Zeus. You know what I'm saying? And I'll connect it all soon, right? We're already halfway through here. Um, so yeah, God, when people are trying to leave the dome, let me change your mind. You guys can't speak the same language. But when war is happening, because he's a warmonger, you know, the Canaanites always going around to fight people, conquer land. He's all good with that. But you're trying to leave the dome? Superpowers. What? He goes to the pharaohs to steal their slaves, some magic tricks, but there's children starving in Africa. He doesn't do any magic tricks to give them food, make it rain or anything. There's wars going on. You know, Russia, Ukraine, you know, that's fake anyways, but what is he doing there? He's not helping. You know what I'm saying? There's people every day that are losing their life. He's not helping these people. You see what I'm saying? But when we all come together to try to leave, oh, he's jumping up ready for duty. He's, whoa, they're trying to leave the planet? No, 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 no. See, now that's the issue. You see what I'm saying? You got to look at it from an open mind. Why is God so quick to jump up to stop people from building, to leave? But when people are killing themselves, you got slavery that's been going on forever. Because where did he get his slaves, the real Israelites? Where did he get them from? They were enslaved. So what I see is there's aliens always coming to conquer this planet, but they give us a God, but like, and we believe it, but the God never helps us truly. Jesus came in the Tablet of Emmanuel and, you know, the Pista Sophia and all these other Gnostic texts from the Library of Alexandria tell you to get knowledge so you can leave. You know what I'm saying? or maybe in the afterlife you can fuck this bitch up. Because right now we don't got power. You know what I'm saying? Our vessels are very limited. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say don't get so caught up on race, because like skin color, lining your chakras, yeah, it's good for here, but when you leave, you don't have a black soul, an Asian soul, an Indian soul, a white soul. You're just a soul. And with the soul trap, they put souls in new bodies. If you don't believe me, look up Pamela Robinson. This is a black woman that died in Chicago and was put in a body of a white boy in Chicago. And when he was younger, he remembered everything about her, the music, when and where pictures were taken in certain parts of her life, where she died. So you gotta throw away this black-white thing. It's a soul thing. It's a soul thing. All right? All right. So now moving on. So now that we know, oh, hold on, I gotta check something real quick. My apologies. I left some soup on the stove. I just had to go check it to make sure it's not burning. All right. So now that we know there's waters above the waters, right? Now NASA and how they train makes more sense. So if outer space or whatever the dome is that we can't leave is made from water, it makes sense that we train underwater to get ready to go to space. Because I remember hearing that growing up, like astronauts train underwater. They could dive super deep so their body can get the pressure and blah. You know, they try to make it make sense. But wouldn't outer space have its own properties unlike anything on Earth? How is outer space just like underwater? See? You would think if you're leaving a planet, why would there be such a high pressure? It doesn't have the same atmosphere. It doesn't have any atmosphere. It doesn't have gravity. That like the pressure would be more so from the atmosphere. And then once you break through, then there would be nothing. And that's why the whole moon landing doesn't make sense. The boy's jumping on the moon. That boy should be floating off in outer space. You see what I'm saying? Like, just use common logic. Don't let other people's science or ideas intrude on your own. Like, think for yourself. Like, does that make sense? All right. So you see these suits right here, right? I'm just going to make a comparison. This is like deep diving, scuba suits. You know what I'm saying? They got certain ones that, you know, got the big glass on the front. You know what I'm saying? They got ones like this that is very similar to old astronaut suits. You see what I'm saying? They're in the same type of suit. Don't look at all this fake pictures. Like this whole black background, that's all bullshit. This right here is bullshit. I'm going to show you why. Watch this. Watch this. This is what it looks like when there's no light pollution. So now we got to ask ourselves, where is this? Where is this in space? Huh? Where's all the stars at? I don't know if you guys have ever watched like when astronauts are in their space station and they look out the window or the window's in the background and it's just black. Does that make sense to you? We're told we can only see some like the bright stars because of the light pollution. Okay, so now we're somewhere on the earth with no light pollution. Look at the purple. Look at the purple. Huh? Look at the blue. Huh? Look at all these colors. Look at all these colors from space. Look at that. Look at that. Where are they? Where are they in the... What part of the galaxy are they looking at? The empty side? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. So, and look at this. This nigga look like a fucking alien. I would say that looks like a serpent. You wouldn't say that looks like a serpent? Shiny serpent? I don't know. Maybe. Shiny man? I don't know. Maybe. If his neck was a little longer and he had some lights on his suit, I could say that looks like a shiny serpent. Right? Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, like I said before, here on YouTube, you can check out Ancient Aliens, the Alien Bloodline. He goes into great depth about all this stuff. Same with Damon T. Barry. I call him Barry B. Benson. Just to remember him. It's not his name. He got I think he got 8 episodes of the Knowledge of the Forever Time. Go check those out, man. They got a lot of knowledge, and that'll make a lot of this make a lot more sense, right? So, with ancient Sumeria, so you got Mesopotamia, you got all these different civilizations, you got Babylonian, you got Egypt. All this stuff is very close together if you look at a world map, right? Like, that's where the aliens went. So, then you get these gods, the Sumerian gods, which I already brought up. Got Enki, Enlil. As you can see, I went over this in the last video. He came with farming tools, watches. You see the trident from, what's it called? Olympus? Not Olympus. Um, where is the underwater city? Atlantis. Atlantis trident. I think there's a trident in Egypt, right? A sword or a staff of some sort. You know what I'm saying? You got clothes, shoes. Wings could just be symbolic for flight. You know what I'm saying? This could have been an astronaut that came once upon it, like an alien. You know, this is that alien. Oh, whoopsie. This is an alien person that came and taught man, made man, all of this stuff, right? Um, and even further back up my point on these aliens and their technology being used on Earth, right? So we know about how many satellites we have in our atmosphere, right? And how you Googled this video is on the www.google, and then you went to YouTube or whatever, even your iPhone, the World Wide Web, right? It's a web around the whole globe, like this picture suggests. So there's a net. That's why I say the dome has an electronic magnetic field that we're probably unaware of, right? And that's where I go back to a fish net, because what do we use to catch a lot of fish? A net, a huge net. We just throw it in that water, scoop up all the fish. They're doing the same thing with our soul, all right? When we die, they have this technology where they make us see things, you know, go to the light, see family, whatever, whatever. You agree to go with the aliens. You're scooped up in this net. They feast on your soul till they're, you know, you're like a bag of chips. They eat like half the bag. They're like, all right, we're done. Throw you back down to earth. Recycle you, right? So with this dome, it's just technology, right? So again, if you don't believe me, if you think that's far-fetched, and you think space is real, you know, the picture that I showed you of all the black space, even though from Earth it's purple and all these different colors, there's satellites around the whole globe. If you checked out these things that I showed you, you would know that there is an ancient alien satellite like far from Earth, but it's in our like it still rotates with our planet or something like that, or maybe it watches the I can't remember the exact terminology that was used, but there's satellites that aren't ours that are surrounding Earth too. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. There's satellites that are not ours, so you could already agree that there's some type of field around our Earth, magnetic, electric, whatever you want to say, like that connects all these satellites, you know? So there is some type of technology in the works here. Even if you don't believe it's alien, like there's still something going on in our atmosphere, right? And that's what brings me to the monolith on the Mars moon, because these aliens, they went to all the different planets, they've conquered all these planets. If you watch the things I just told you to watch, you would see that they conquered other planets. Or if you look up ancient Sumerian texts, or you know the history of ancient Sumerian gods or whatever, like they conquered other planets. There's a pyramid on the Mars planet. There's monoliths on the moon. We got monoliths. I don't know if you guys remember when lockdown first happened. Almost 90 monoliths popped up all around Earth. We got pyramids all around the Earth, the Mayan ones. Look, we got freaking obelisk all around the planet. Yo, they took it all from Egypt. Sure they did. It's all the same serpent people, right? And again, when we go back to the glowing serpent, or the shiny serpent, what does this predator, which is supposed to be like an alien, right? He's like a foreign species or whatever, with glowing eyes. I would say that looks like a glowing serpent. He got kind of reptilian skin. You know? Maybe it's a spacesuit that they were using that had like a reptilian look. So, yeah, all of it is very related, right? So again, with the whole Simpsons thing, right? With a dome, a dome can only cover so much land. And with the firmament, and if you look up on YouTube firmament or dome, there's only a couple ways out. In the Simpsons movie, it's either you go underground or you penetrate it. That's the only way out of the dome. Because the dome was made to protect this part of the earth, okay? Which is called Tiamat or Kai. There's lots of different names for earth. But then you gotta ask yourself, why is earth just called earth? Earth just stands for dirt. Every other planet is by gods. And what are gods? Aliens. There's a god for every other planet. Earth is just dirt. Because all the gods just come here and just kick it around, like kick dirt. You know what I'm saying? Everyone comes here. So anyways, the dome only covers so much ground. Like if you have a cup and you put it on your counter, it only covers so much of your counter. You know what I'm saying? Over time, the rest of the counter will get dirty. Shoot, even the glass will get dirty, but the dirt won't go inside that dome. And vice versa though, like with the chemtrails, they spray the skies 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Every other 15 minutes there's spraying over my house. All those chemicals are just trapped in our dome. You know what I'm saying? These forever particles, these metals that they're spraying in the sky that we're breathing in. Certain metals have effects on your emotions, on your thoughts. That's why you got to detox. Even if you know like the same gender or whatever sex, that can have effect with metals. Metals in your brain, certain metals turn animals that way. You know what I'm saying? Heavy metals have a large effect on multiple aspects of your life. So, you know, that's the correlation with the dome as well, right? So they put stuff on the dome like the stars, which may not even be real, might not even look like that. Um, you know, there's only two ways out because in the movie there's only two ways out, unless it breaks. But then when it breaks, it falls down and like kills half the people or almost everyone in this thing. So there's not too many ways out, right? And yeah, again with the serpent, God, and outer space. Yeah. So that's kind of flat Earth theory broke down. Um, the Earth isn't flat. The Earth is round. But I believe that what's outside of our little dome may not be too nice. I think that's pretty messed up. The Earth's probably missing some chunks. Also, if you guys don't believe that, go watch when Neil Armstrong, like the first astronauts came back. They looked like sad. If you just skip through the interview, you don't even gotta watch the whole thing. They were not excited when they came back to Earth because they probably seen what was going on. They probably seen all these aliens flying around our planet, dropping off souls, the reincarnation stuff, all the stuff that's built on the moon. Oh, also the Transformers, Dark Side of the Moon, the monolith on the moon that's in Mars. You think they're not building stuff on our moon that's in our dome? Come on, man. So yeah, they brought these guys outside the dome. They seen the messed up Earth. The only little bit of green that we got in our dome, that's like a farm pretty much for souls. And they were like, yo, this is kind of messed up. Because that's probably not what they signed up for, but that's what they got. So, yeah, man, that's really everything I got to say. Hopefully I touched on everything properly and you can kind of see it more broad. If you don't believe me, again, research everything. Don't just believe what I'm saying. There's some more text that you guys can probably read if you don't believe the aliens and blah, blah, blah. I already said the Tablet of Emmanuel has a J in front of it. Get the book, The 12th Planet, being Nibiru. These aliens, their pale skin is because Nibiru is the furthest planet away from the sun, if you believe in space. So Earth being close, that's where you have black people, you know, like dark people, even if you believe in native people and Indian people and Mexican people. The darker people were close to the sun. So why wouldn't people be black? You look at the top of a shark, it's black. The bottom, white. Why is it white? Doesn't get sun. So, I mean, then you can say, oh yeah, but they got albinos. That is a completely different story. It's still the same genetics, but we got people with different genetics, different blood. If you take a honeybee from Canada and a honeybee from Africa, they still have the same genetics. All right? All right. So, yeah, man. It's pretty deep knowledge. I'm gonna keep researching. With you guys researching again, the Tablet of Emmanuel, Pista Sophia, Book of Enoch. In my last video, I said all these things as well. So you can, if you didn't see that one, that's why I'm reading off these two. The Lost Book of Enki. That's Enlil's brother. 300 aliens came here when they first came. What else? Just look up Gnostic texts. Just try to get some more knowledge on Gnostic texts. And you can see that I'm not bullshitting you, alright? So yeah, man, it's starting to get dark in this room. I have to turn on the light or something. But anyways, man, this has been your boy. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. Again, corroborating evidence. Evidence of just everything. I'm not showing you one source. I'm showing you everything around the globe, all relating to one thing. Okay? So don't look at it as, oh yeah, I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm showing you evidence. Most people that talk to you about soul and all this other stuff, they don't even show you evidence. These spiritual people that are only spiritual, I'm a true, you know what I'm saying? I'm a knowledge seeker, truth seeker. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you. That's the most important thing. So like these people, they'll be like, oh, the afterlife's so beautiful. Like, why did Egyptians talk about the afterlife so much? You go to church, you ask your pastor about afterlife, oh, God will come get you. Really? Really? He'll come get me? I think 5,000 people die a second or a minute. Is he getting everybody? Damn. He don't get no time to live for himself. He created us to be like a chore? What happens when mass people die? He just sees all of them. He's like, hey, everybody doing a lecture. This is heaven. This is a little house tour. Like, let's stop with the foolishness now, man. God told you he made you just like him. You got a soul, all right? You can manifest. Manifesting is literally using that soul energy. You are God. Stop playing with me, man. You can manifest. If you can manifest to me, you got a soul. All right? These people that sell their soul, what do they trade it for? Only earth manifestations, like things that can make their body happy, but they can't leave. So they're always depressed. They're always on drugs. They're always they have to do sacrifices, and you see men with nail polish and stuff. They gotta do the horn stuff. Like they gotta get raped. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, these people are trapped here. They're done. You know what I'm saying? But you're good. I'm trying to tell you something. Gotta get this knowledge, man. Don't be scared of knowledge. In my eyes, why would I be made with a brain if I can't use it? Huh? Why would I be made with a brain if I can't use it? Alright, what do we do on this earth? We go to get knowledge, to get a good job, to work for somebody. That sounds like God, the alien, doesn't it? Oh, don't eat from that knowledge tree. Just eat from this tree. They weren't taught how to build. They weren't taught how to farm. There was just some trees. Oh, eat off those trees if you're hungry. I'll be back type shit. That sounds like he's taking care of children. Are you a baby? Huh? Come on, man. The good serpent told them, yo, man, this is what's going on. This is that God knowledge. All right? Y'all got souls, y'all got free will. There can't be anyone outside of you if you got free will. You can choose what to do with your soul. Wasn't that why you're given free will? If you were made just to celebrate somebody, there wouldn't be an option to sit on your phone all day long, sit on YouTube all day long. That wouldn't be an option. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense. You can't have free will and think that, like, I don't even get it, bro. It's honestly confusing when you just only see stuff from the Bible, because it's like you read other books, you watch movies and series, but you read the book and that's it. What's in the book is done. But there's other books. Hebrew people got the same God. Jewish people got the same God. You got multiple books. It's written by a certain person. Look up that person. Who's King James? I don't know, man. I don't get it. But anyways, that's my corroborating evidence. That's my spiel for the day. 111. Y'all see it. It's been your boy, man. Hopefully you guys appreciate the video, the knowledge, and if you like taking care of yourself, if you like learning, if you like truth, subscribe, hit the like button. I only come here with good stuff, good energy. You know what I'm saying? I only come here with good vibes. I don't come here with fake. And if I do come with fake, you get a video like this where I'm trying to break down the truth of that fake. All right. I do like the Ankh and what it stands for, like eternal life and all that other stuff, but we have souls. We're part of creation. So we do live forever. You don't need a symbol for that. All right? Anyways, it's been your boy. Peace, appreciation, and value to you all. Hope you have a great rest of your day.